Alright, so let's go ahead and break down this setup that we're using. Honestly, I wasn't expecting... Okay, I say that, right? But like, bruh. Anyone who's used a Plague Bearer in the past, or like some of these guns, knows how good these are. But let's just stop rambling. Let's just get into the setup and what we're doing here, okay? So, now, the 4 guns that we have here, we have our Clairvoyance, we have a Sniper, we have an SMG, and we have a Rocket Launcher, right? So we're well-rounded across the board, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of diversity going around here. Now, I will say that your most used gun in this setup is probably going to be Plague Bearer. Luckily for everybody, the Plague Bearer is a non-DLC weapon, and you can easily just get this puppy from the Warden very easily. And now in Mayhem 10, this thing is up into the 60,000 range for base damage. You get the 5150 on it, and it's GG's. All of these do have 5150 since we are running a 1 HP deathless build. So do keep that in mind, and then we also are going to, get far into desperate measures, so we have an extra, shit ton of just extra damage up at all times. And now do keep in mind we are running 2 cryo weapons here with radiation, and then obviously since we are running Fire in the Skagden, that means our Clairvoyance and our Bloodstarved Beast is going to get, they're going to be running with 3 elements at all times, which is very, very good, especially with cryo and radiation being such a nice combo. Cryos being really good against armor, and radiation being really good against shields, and then on top of that, Moze's fire damage is just so insane because of Fire in the Skagden. They will completely rip through enemies if you somehow run out of rocket ammo and you just do not have like a cut-person launch pad or anything, and you can't spam your Plague Bearer shots. The Bloodstarved Beast and the Clairvoyance will totally make work of the enemies. And then we have just a nice thing to round it off. You could put any like corrosive gun. I decided to put on the Sandhawk. Because the Sandhawk is just really good at doing burst damage, especially if you have a semi-automatic Sandhawk. It tightens the spread, and you can literally 3-shot three health bar badasses casually with this thing, and it's very, very disgusting. Once again, this also has 3 elements: radiation, fire, and corrosive. Especially for against Wotan, this thing will completely douse all over him, as well as the Plague Bearer will. The Plague Bearer will completely shred Wotan, even with it being a fire weapon. So just keep that in mind. Dude, the Plague Bearer puts in so much work. Just keep that in mind. And then, honestly, our Clairvoyance is, dude. The Master Clairvoyance on Moze is so much fun, dude. It's just so good. And then we have a interesting shield here, right? We have the Faulty Star. When damaged, chance to trigger a Nova around the attacking enemy. This is very useful just to have the enemy spontaneously combust, especially while you're running around spitting out Plague Bearer shots. Enemies will literally just spontaneously combust across the entire map, and it's great. So what you want to get on this, you want to get maybe something that gives you a chance to absorb bullets as ammo. You want to get like double absorb. You could get a chance to reflect damage, or you could get something that could drop you, max health charge or a damage charge maybe. But I would definitely try to get something where you could reflect bullets back or absorb the bullets as ammo. That's definitely what I would go for as well. The ASC honestly doesn't the anointment doesn't matter too much. Maybe if you want to get a coming out of Iron Bear anointment, that could be really good. I wouldn't get an action skill start just because action skill start on Moze is never really that good, because you do have to go. It's a slow motion going in and out versus flak, where you can just literally whip out your rags and boom. So I wouldn't use an action skill start. Any ASC anointment could be good. I just went with shock because none of us we do have no shock damage anywhere else. So getting a little bit of extra shock damage could help us out, just down the line. And then we are going to be running radiation hex grenades. First off, I just love this hex grenade in general. It's just one of my favorites. It's really good. They can automatically crit. And then we have our Atom Bomb Deathless here with radiation damage, AoE, and mag size. That's very, very good, especially if you get radiation. That'll just boost literally our 5150 our URAD anointments across the board and help out our hex grenades as well, which is very good. And then you have AoE and mag size, which are just top tier passives on any artifact you could possibly get. That's very, very good. So yeah, do keep that in mind. That's why we are rolling with that. And then enhances the radiation status effect aura, making it more deadly, which is very, very good. That coincides with our Faulty Star, which is very awesome, just allowing for enemies to spontaneously combust more and more around the field. And then we have our Bloodletter here, that is also perfect Splash damage and weapon damage is very good for all 4 of our guns here, and then heavy weapon damage is just very good to make our Plague Bearer the hard-hitting behemoth of a beast on this build that it is. It just allows you to just put in so much work. Honestly, if you could just roll splash damage and weapon damage 2 out of 3 passes, that's really good. And you just want to get a Bloodletter with as many points into Desperate Measures as you can. If you could get one with 3, that's literally the perfect one you want, because that means you're going to have 100% extra gun damage up at all times along with your Deathless, which is very, very good. Combine that 100% with the ERAD 150, you're just going to have a lot of extra gun damage and damage up at all, just throughout the entire time, just casually, which is great. So if we go into our actual tree here, so I always max out our Drowning and Brash. We then have Security Bear and Armored Infantry, which is very, very solid. Thin Red Line will max out your shields, obviously even with your Deathless, so do keep that in mind. It's just pretty useful. Now, do note that no matter how big your shield is, you won't have health gate with this type of setup, and you can instantly die here and there maybe by your own Plague Bearer or like a barrel or something, so just keep that in mind. But outside of that, Desperate Measures we are explaining, it's just a shit ton of extra gun damage up at all times. Experimental munitions is really good, especially for things like the Clairvoyance. Then a full can of Whoop Bash is really good just to immediately start your shield recharge as soon as you hop into Iron Bear. So then we have our Bottomless Max tree. We don't go that far in down, we just want to make sure that we get our Specialist Bear. Scorching RPMs is very, very, very good for things like the Clairvoyance and the Bloodstar Beast, and definitely the Sandhog. Scrappy, we get 3 out of 5 here. It's very good to swap through all the weapons for sure. Redistribution is very good, and then you definitely want to get your Russian Offensive for that sweet lifesteal, especially for that'll make your Plague Bear even more useful to instantly heal you while when you shoot it, when you run with it. Very good. And then obviously we get Clouded Light and Stoke the Embers. I just love Specialist Bear because I always run double Hammer Down Protocol, so yeah. Obviously, with this setup, you definitely want to get Fire in the Skag Den. You definitely want to get your Demolition, your Short Fuse, and the way we get down there, obviously you get your Essential 3 in this this tree, which are these 3 perks. Towards Cross Promotion, Means of Destruction, Fire in the Skag Den. Grizzled is really good to get your Iron Bear back. Stainless Steel Bear boosts Fire in the Skag Den, and Fire in the Skag Den is so broken, so it's totally worth to fully spec this out, as well as it just gives your Iron Bear more damage. Auto Bear is really good. Since we are running Hex Grenades, guys, we do not need to put anything into Pull a Holy Pin. If you are running CMTs, then pull at least 1 point from Grizzled and maybe 2 from Stainless Steel Bear and max out your Pull the Holy Pin. I only ever put in 2 into Vampire. I find that's all I need. To the Last is very good when you're down, so you can still proc your on grenade throw anointments, and it's just really solid. And then obviously Short Fuse is Short Fuse, so yeah, don't really need to explain why Short Fuse is Short Fuse. It's God, it's insane. But anyways, I'm pretty sure that's just about everything that I needed to cover. We went over why we're using our Atom Bomb Deathless to make our radiation damage more deadly, and just more deadly, duh. And then we have things like the Faulty Star, which can help enemies spontaneously combust as they shoot us, and then we can just spread death across literally everything with this Plague Bearer. It's so great. And then we have things like our Clairvoyance that can really pick off enemies, dude. Clairvoyance is so deadly with this setup. It's really, really good. And then you have things like the Sandhog, which is completely just disgusting with how much damage it can output by itself casually. So do keep that in mind. I also recommend getting a semi-automatic version of the Sandhog just to time the spread of it. And then you have something like Bloodstar Beast, which just overall rounds out the setup really well to put out some fully automatic quick damage for sure. I would prefer to get a ×2 one just so you don't reload as much, but ×3 will still, it's totally fine. Anyways, though, guys, hope y'all did enjoy this little build video. Doomsday Moze is pretty freaking fun, pretty cool. And yeah, hope y'all did enjoy the video. My name's Kree, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.